Thanks so much for joining us on Boom TV today. We've got a really great show for you. Stan Pierzynowski and Seth Fleischman are here, Acoustic Jive. They got a really great set to perform for you guys, and we're going to get a chance to meet them as well right here on Boom TV. Stay with us.
Soul, it's running low anyway. It's running low anyway. Something's turning, I can tell. Something's burning, what is that smell? And how can anyone call this hell? It's such a shame, we're just born to die, yeah. Take my mind, take my blind eyes, take my soul, it's running low anyway. It's running low anyway. Maybe I just use myself, and maybe I just abuse myself, and maybe I just can't convince myself I'm just fairy tales and big white lies. Take me down where we drown, love like sympathy, yeah. Take my soul, it's running low anyway. Take my mind, take my blind eye, take my soul, it's running low anyway. It's running low anyway. Mama, won't you take my hand and come and listen to the band? Well, I know you're feeling kind of blue. There's only one thing that's left to do. Ooh, your loving. Ooh, your loving won't take me back home. Put your feet up, baby, rest a spell. You're looking good, but it's so hard to tell what you're feeling. Is this real? I want you to know, girl, just how I feel. Ooh, your loving. Ooh, your loving gonna take me back home. Whisper to me, baby, take your time. The music's played, you can sip your wine. The river's flowing to the sea. I tell you, baby, if it was up to me. Ooh, your loving. Ooh, your loving gonna take me back home. Pick me up now, baby, take me home. Tonight we'll leave this world alone. Tomorrow's coming, it's a brand new day. If you don't love me no more, well, what can I say? Ooh, your loving. Ooh, your love gonna take me back home. Take me way back home. Take me way back home. Gonna take me home.
Welcome to Boom TV. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
You guys, I know about you guys. I've seen you a little bit perform, but I don't know a whole heck of a lot about you. So tell us a little bit about how you guys got involved in music. Stan, let's start with you. What was your path coming up? How'd you get into all this?
I grew up in a musical family. My father played guitar, so that's pretty much what got me into it. As a young kid, I got my first guitar at 9, and just kept whacking away at it.
Yeah. Primarily a guitar player? Or
Yeah, I can't play much of anything else.
You'd be surprised. Seth, how about you?
Kind of a similar thing. My grandfather was a musician, and I was drawn to the guitar. My parents got me one when I was really young. Quit that for a few years, took saxophone in school, and then went back to the guitar when I was about 11, and then never really stopped after that.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I played clarinet first. It's actually, no, let me go back. Started with a trombone, decided I didn't like it, went to a clarinet, and the rest is history. I don't play that anymore. But yeah, guitar is mine as well. So do you play anything else? Just primarily guitar?
Yeah,
I asked you
primarily
that.
guitar.
Yeah. So how did you guys end up getting together? Because I know you've played with a lot of different people. Probably, Stan, I know you played with Ed Moran and some other guys.
Sure. That goes back to the summer of 1990. There was a battle of the bands at a place called the Grotto, and everybody, it was a 18 and under kind of situation, and we were, or 21 and under, whatever. It wasn't for older folks, older people, and it was everybody wanted to get in on it, and I was trying to put a band together with a friend, and we didn't get it together in time. And Seth, I hadn't met him yet, but I had met a buddy of his who I was at a party with him one night, and he said, "Oh man, my bass player's leaving town," and I was like, "Well, I could play bass. I'll do it, you know." And he's like, "You know, I was just with a pick and one note." I figured, especially back then, I was naive about the bass and how much of a real instrument it really is. But anyway, long story short, these guys had a band that was entered into the Battle of the Bands, and I started out just doing that Battle of the Bands on bass with him. That's how I met him and his brother. And
yeah. And how did you end up kind of just going with this duo here, Acoustic Jive?
Well, we had a few different other bands that we've played in over the years, and then just Stan and I just liked playing together, and we had some of the songs here, and we just, hey, let's play.
Well, we had a band, you mentioned Ed Moran, we had a band with him back in the early 90s. It was called John Street Jive, and that's how we got this Acoustic Jive kind of name. It's a derivative of that. And I left town for a lot of years. I went to New York City, and Seth left the area. And we both actually came back to the area at the same time. I started playing with Ed, and then he started playing with Ed and I, and as the Riverside Brothers. And we said, you know, it was Seth's idea sort of to kind of do a, well, we had a couple John Street Jive reunions with all the original guys at the A, and that's what kind of spawned that. And that's how we started this duo. We kind of set it up as it can be. Ed can play with us. We can have our friend John O'Boyle from the original bass player play with us. We can do electric gigs and so on and so forth. But most of the time it's just Seth and I. So that's sort of how that came together. So it's like 20 odd years in the making.
Yeah. Well, it's a long time playing music, and it shows. You guys are great together.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
So when you got together, well, let me back up a little bit here. First, where do you guys? Are you guys both from the area?
Yes.
Now, I mean, you're living in the county?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And you said you moved out to New York City for a while. Did you play while you were out there?
Yeah, that's what I primarily went out there to do. I played in a bunch of different bands, did a lot of recording, made records, that was the goal, was to play as much as I could in New York, and did that for 19 years.
Fun place to play, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's fun, and there's both a flip side to it, you know, as well. It can be difficult, but, you know. It was a fun experience.
Yeah. Seth, have you ventured outside of the area?
Oh, yeah. I went to college on Long Island, then moved out to the Boston area, and then moved to the Springfield area, and then moved back here last year.
All right. Well, we certainly enjoy your music, and we're looking forward to hearing a lot more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Says McGreen began when she hit the floor. For over an hour she was lying there like she was just left for dead. Can you imagine what must have been going through her head? It's just an open and shut one-sided case of how she met her fate. So-called best self-care in the world was caught on tape. Falsification or rectification. sesame, sesame green. The lonesome depth of the sesame, sesame green. Sesame green, sesame green. Not everyone likes taking chances. We missed the snow in Buffalo, and in these times it seems so rancid. Need a better time or place to go. Well, I was born under a good sign. I never had to sing too low, 'cause we sang songs and had a good time. You can't get to heaven in a wooden bowl, and it all comes down to reason that we're never gonna know when love can change like the season. Need a better man that I know. Was everything you ever told me still seems to rattle around my brain, and all the good sounds bad and ugly, you suit me fine just the same. And it all comes down to reason that we're never gonna know, with so many hearts are cold and freezing. Need a better man that I know. And it all comes down to reasons that we're never gonna know, when love can change like the season. Need a better man that I know. And then we saw the resurrection in Eastern Europe town last year. So much love, so much affection, I could not help but shed a tear. And it all comes down to reason that we're never gonna know, with so many hearts are cold and freezing. Need a better man that I know. Ain't a better man that I know.
Let's talk about your songwriting. Now, who does most of the writing, first of all?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the moment, yeah, we're starting to collaborate more since we started doing this project.
Yeah, so you do write some yourself, Seth?
Yeah, more recently that I've started doing it, but before, the way we always used to do it, Stan wrote almost every song, and I like to add the kind of complimentary parts on top of what he's written.
Right.
And I think it's part of the reason why we play really well off of each other.
Sure, sure. have you been writing songs very long, Stan?
Yeah, 20 odd years probably. I started to try to write songs in the early 90s, and I had little bits and pieces and stuff. And when Seth and I got together playing again, because I had a cover band that we had a weekly gig, and we got paid, which was unbelievable at the time.
Yeah.
And then we started, Seth actually showed up to practice one. We were trying to write a song, and it was coming out all right. But Seth actually had one that he wrote with some of our friends here in Pittsfield, and I was like, wow, man, that's a full, complete original tune. Let's try to do that. So we ended up putting together a solid little repertoire of original music, with like what I mentioned before, the John Street Jive thing.
Yeah.
And that's when all these bits and pieces that I had from like the early 90s, I started bringing them and showing them. It was primarily Seth and his brother Josh, and we would sit down and put the tunes together. And so that's how it started. So it's been, to answer your question, yeah, it's been quite some time. 1993 is when we started really putting together tunes that were, halfway, acceptable anyway.
Yeah, sure. It was tough to make the transition from a cover, state of mind to writing original songs.
Yeah.
And you've certainly done that, I have to tell you that, that's for sure. What kind of stuff did you write early on?
We were big time, Seth and I, all of us were in the band, big time Jimi Hendrix fans. So we were taking a lot from him in the early days. We had a lot of fuzz electric guitars, and we were doing a lot of that kind of stuff. But then it got in a little bit of funky stuff, a little bit of Motown-y kind of stuff. And we actually have a tune in the set tonight for the show that we wrote back in 1994, 95. Seth's brother Josh, and Josh called me up on the phone, and he had an idea on a keyboard, and I took those chords and I messed around with them on the guitar, and I came up with a couple other parts, and I wrote some lyrics for it, and that's a tune ended up coming out called Old Man River, and I did not know there was the Old Man River by, what's his name, Roberson?
From Porgy and Bess.
Yeah, I didn't know that existed. I must have heard it somehow. It must have been in my subconscious, but that's what I titled it.
Yeah.
And so that song has survived all these years, and we still play it to this day, among a few more that come from those days.
Oh, good. Well, we'll look forward to hearing that one. So this is a question for both of you guys. Do you consider yourselves, and you can answer separately, whatever you want, do you consider yourselves songwriters that play guitar or guitar players that write songs or something else?
Well, you go first.
I consider I'm definitely a guitar player who writes songs. I would not consider myself a songwriter at all. I have less than 10 songs that I've written myself that I'm actually proud to show somebody else. The rest of them are not, most of them are just mostly riffs from me messing around.
Yeah. Except,
at the end of the day, yeah, I'm a guitar player because I've been doing that way longer. But the songwriting has caught up with the guitar playing over the years, and especially when I started going off and I did a lot of solo stuff for a lot of years, especially in New York. When I couldn't find other musicians to play with, and so that's when I kind of started drifting more to being a songwriter. But still, the guitar playing was first. So, in the back of my mind, I think if somebody asked me what I do, I would say, yeah, I'm a guitar player.
Okay. When you write lyrics, do you reach deep into your personal experiences, or do you kind of just pull things from here and there, what you see?
Well,
or what?
It started out just very esoteric kind of stuff, just words that sounded cool or kind of were, kind of had a vague meaning, like the song Old Man River. It doesn't have a particular meaning, but I was reading a lot of New Age books back then, so.
So who did you guys listen to growing up? Any particular influences?
I had a lot.
Yeah.
I was a metalhead in my early teens.
Weren't we all?
Big Metallica fan,
Oh,
but the usual. Jimi Hendrix, big Jimi Hendrix fan. A lot of Led Zeppelin, a lot of the Allman Brothers. And then kind of went over to jazz. I like John Coltrane a lot, Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, a lot of blues guys. Pretty much anything that caught my ear.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
really.
It does relate sort of to the metal in some way.
Oh, absolutely.
It does, yeah. Stan.
Yeah, when I was a real young kid, I went through my Kiss phase, of course. I had a few Kiss records, but I listened to the radio a lot. Like I had a radio on all the time even when I went to bed at night. So late 70s, early 80s pop music, I used to really like songs. I've always been kind of a song guy. But then, you know, I went through the same thing with Metallica and all that. I listened to them, and that, of course, before that even I was also, like I said before, a big Jimi Hendrix fan, and that led to all kinds of different kind of music. Listening to Jimi Hendrix, because that led to stuff like John Coltrane. It led to Muddy Waters. It led to all the blues guys, and it led to songwriters from that era, because Hendrix was a great songwriter, and and to this day, I'm still like I like a real good songwriter. I'm a big Townes Van Zandt fan. I like Van Morrison, Neil Young, all those types of guys. So that stuff is somebody that can just put a great song together. I love a lot of the one-hit wonder songs that are just fantastic songs. So that kind of stuff, like not that Tom Petty was a one-hit wonder, because he wasn't, but
Right.
I heard him on the radio all the time, and I just love the way he put tunes together. So stuff like that.
Yeah, well, all that stuff together just makes you who you are and makes you a better songwriter. And the more you listen to, the more you have to work with, I guess.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Came in cold and alone, just a hotel vigilante and me. First 3 days it was hell, couldn't help but to feel and see. Well, I was up against here, ain't no room for mercy. Whose idea was this anyway? I must be crazy. Man, this place is really gonna make a mess out of me. Got myself together and finally got some sleep. It ain't so easy when you can hear your neighbor breathe. Get up in the morning and hit the street. Got to pound the pavement before the pavement pounds me. Man, this place is really gonna make a mess out of me. What time is it, baby? I think she said to me. It's 4:30 a.m. Man, I think she really likes me. In a ghetto doorway, she got something for me. Man, I guess the green, it don't rub off too easily. Man, this place is really gonna make a mess out of me. Looking back on this movie madness, oh, the stories I can tell. Chasing dreams and building schemes, I was climbing out of my shell. I left that sleepy regular town. I left that sleepy little ragged town, yeah.
itch to hang around, began to have some fun. Way down on Fulton Street, where we got some drinking done. As the people walk by in the middle of the street, just like a carnival in the late summer heat. Man, this place is really gonna make a mess out of me. A mess out of me. A mess out of me. I know it wasn't just a dream, 'cause I believe in everything. She made me laugh, she made me sigh. There's something special in her eye. And all these years they just come and go. Where they stopping, nobody knows. Nothing out of reach, nothing out of sight. Baby, baby, what's this for? Nothing fair about loving more. Patience, I must have some for things that may never come. World keeps spinning, fast and slow. And where it stops ain't nobody knows. I'm gonna hold on with all my might. World keeps turning, fast and slow, and where it stops ain't nobody knows. I'm gonna hold on with all my might. Ooh. Ooh.
So where do you guys like to play? I'm assuming you play around here various places. I know people are going to want to see you, especially if they haven't before and they see this show. They're going to want to come and check you out.
Well, this particular group, Acoustic Jive, we've only done, I think, 2 live shows, right? We did. Our first gig was actually at the Iron Horse in Northampton.
Oh, nice.
We opened up.
Good place to start.
Yeah, great place to start. So we did that, and we also did a show at Wood Brothers Music in Allendale Shopping Center. Where, they have a Saturday afternoon concert series, so we did that, and then this is kind of our 3rd gig as this group. But we have a group called Riverside Brothers. Ed Moran is the lead singer of that. And we've played all over all over Berkshire County, up in Vermont, over in New York State. So we're pretty that group's been pretty busy for the last 2 years. So
Yeah.
you know, we're trying to fill in the blanks when we can't get Riverside Brothers work. You
Yeah.
know, because the singer Ed, he does a couple other projects that, you know, takes him out of the loop sometimes. So that's another reason we put this together, just to fill in sort of the voids where there was no gigs that weekend. So we're still working on gigs, so whoever wants to hire us.
Yeah. Well, that being the case, are there any particular goals for Acoustic Jive? What are you trying to accomplish? Do you want to play out more? Do you want to go outside the county a little bit? What do you want to do?
Sure, I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
You know, both in and out of the county, I'm fine with all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Any plans to record any music? I know, Stan, you've recorded stuff with Ed and some other guys too, right?
Yeah. I think I've made about, including some of the stuff we did back in the day, about 9 or 10 releases at this point with different projects, a lot of different
nice.
groups in New York and stuff. But yeah, of course, we would love to do that, and I'm sure we will.
Like an Acoustic Jive album maybe sometime down the road?
Hey, you never know.
We could make that happen.
Yeah, sure. That'd be great. We'd be looking forward to that, that's for sure. So where can we find your music out there? What's a good place for people to go? You mentioned you had a Facebook page, right?
We do. It's Acoustic Jive MA. Is Facebook.com/Acoustic Jive MA. There's another Acoustic Jive on there from some. It's not even an active page, but we had to put the MA on the end of ours and be able to put it up.
Yeah. So do you guys like to? Obviously, you played live in other groups. When you perform together, and I know this is your third gig technically, right? I mean, do you play off of each other much? I mean, the songs have their certainly are written in a certain way, and they don't change. But do you still play off of each other? I mean, you feel the energy from each other?
Oh, absolutely. And actually, we had to cut a little bit of that back to tape the show today.
Yeah.
'Cause we realized we're like, we don't really pay attention. We kind of wing a lot of this stuff, and we're gonna need to. Even at the last minute, right before we started taping, we're like, I don't think, maybe we should just cut it back a little here and this there. We kind of came. So, but playing live is a totally different thing. You just it's fun. If the vibe is good, we will stretch it out a lot more than usual. And if it's that was one of our things back in the day, especially we used to overdo it. We actually did a set of 2 songs, a 45, 50-minute set, was it?
Yeah, it was
Really?
We did.
Those are long songs.
Yeah, we were.
We didn't get asked back.
Nothing wrong with a little jam here and there.
Yeah, that was not a little jam. That was
That's a little extended, that's all.
yeah.
Do you like to connect with the audience? Do you like to be in front of a crowd?
Well, especially when it's a listening audience. Unfortunately, a lot of places you play, you tend to be background ambience, if you will.
Sure.
But when you're getting a group of people that actually are into the music, like that Iron Horse gig was fantastic, because there was a couple hundred people in there that were really digging the tunes. And those venues are tough to get into, of course. So,
Yeah, they sure are.
But even some of the smaller places and bars, you have your nights where people are listening and digging it. So that's when it makes it a lot of fun. But still, if not, we just play for ourselves. We just try to have a laugh, play some tunes, and have a good night.
Yeah.
We've always kind of this is what we do. We hope you like it, and we've always just kind of stuck to what we did and did well.
Yeah.
And it seems to work out for the most part. And of course, I like it when people appreciate it, but.
Yeah.
When it doesn't work out that way, we just end up, as Stan said, have a couple laughs and we play for ourselves.
Sure. Well, I was going to ask what kind of reception you've been getting, but so good.
For the most part, it's a good reception.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Well, again, Acoustic Jive on Facebook. What was it again?
Facebook.com/Acoustic Jive MA.
Some people tell you one thing, the next day it ain't the same. It makes you sick and tired of playing that stupid game. And people see you smiling, doing just what you do, but you won't see them smiling. They got other plans for you. And I say, Lordy, 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 Lord, I gotta get away. There's got to be a better way to get through the day. And I say, Mama, 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 don't you know? I shoulda, woulda, coulda went a long time ago. For yourself, you don't need nobody that's gonna keep you on a shelf. Cause everybody knows people make the world go round. Everybody's got a story, everybody's got a sound. And I say, Lordy, 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 Lord, I gotta get away. There's got to be a better way to get through the day. I say, Mama, 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 don't you know? I shoulda, woulda, coulda went a long time ago. A better way to get through the day. And I say, Mama, 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 don't you know? I shoulda, woulda, coulda went a long time ago. And I say, Lordy, 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 Lord, I gotta get away. There's got to be a better way to get through the day. And I say, Mama, 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 don't you know? I shoulda, woulda, coulda went a long time ago. Well, 2 days like the sunshine, memories shining down on me. I don't know what tomorrow, what she gonna bring to me. Oh no. Well, I'm living and I'm laughing. Time is on my side today. 'Cause I seen you smiling in that oh so special way. Forever fall into your eyes. Forever's just a state of mind. So baby, if you get the time, won't you come on and love me? Come on and love me. Well, I feel like dancing. Baby, get up on your feet. Ain't no use in jiving, baby, if you can't lie to me. Well, come on in my kitchen, baby, before it starts to rain. Ain't no way that this love ever gonna be in vain. Oh, no. Forever fall into your eyes. Forever's just a state of mind. So baby, when you get the time, won't you come on and love me? Come on and love me. memory. Sunshine memory. Like a sunshine memory.
Well, thank you so much, you guys, for spending some time with us on Boom TV today. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you and get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thank
Yeah,
you.
my pleasure. All of our pleasure. Remind us again, Facebook.
Facebook.com/Acoustic Jive MA.
All right, so check these guys out. You know, if you've seen these guys today, you're going to want to see them live, and you'll be out there somewhere. And I'm assuming you post your shows on Facebook.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Okay, good. So we'll look for you for sure. Stan Pierzanowski and Seth Fleischman, thank you so much, you guys. Acoustic Jive, check them out. And for more information on Boom TV and to rewatch this episode or any of our other episodes, you can go online to boom413.com and, of course, live streaming on, well, not live streaming, but streaming on PCTV, of course.
To the deep blue sea. Oh man river, take me down. Oh man river, take me down. Oh man river, take me down. God knows you'll take care of me. Yeah. My mind thoughts of who to be. Sometime, somewhere, the rest of us will learn to see. Oh man river, take me down. Oh man river, take me down. Oh man river, take me down. God knows you'll take care of me. When we let go, shallow rocks and drift so free. Back home we flow, giant steps towards a love supreme. Oh man river, take me down. Oh man river, take me down. Oh man river, take me down. God knows you'll take care of me.